Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Levant X of Brother Levant X Community Reporting. We pray all is well with you and your family. May Allah God give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be a problem solver for today's topic. As we speak, today's topic deals with why do we use these platforms on social media to divide our community instead of being problem solvers. The war of the sexes is toxic and is very counterproductive. It only hurts our community and adds to confusion. What standards are we really giving our children if arguments supersede intelligent dialogue? Everyone is yelling, but no one is listening to one another. Today, there is plenty of good black men and women in our community. Truth be told, are we allowing the inability to communicate maturely to cause a wedge among us? We have had each other's back since we came to the shores of this country. Have we forgotten our history? Historically, it was the black woman who helped heal our wounds of our enemy here in the U.S. It was the black man through his architectural skill set to help build and sub the wealthiest black communities after the abolishment of slavery. We worked together as black men and women for the betterment of our community. We can still repeat history by working together to rebuild our communities as brothers and sisters. Brothers, look at history. No other woman has come to our aid when the black man was being lynched, beaten, or shot unjustly. It's the black woman who is out here on our better behalf. So why do some of us feel compelled to embarrass and disrespect ourselves on these platforms to down our women or to down our men by boasting about going overseas to find love or highlighting they are in an interracial relationship is a step up in life? What does that solve? Both ideas are fantasy and false. If we find sincere love outside our race, don't disrespect your people no matter who you are. Every community and nationality has their problems. To my sisters, this independent feminist ideology is separating you from your men. The same ones that are pushing it are not leaving them men because they are comfortable with their social status in this society. Sisters, this feminist movement began in the mid-1800s to the early 1900s by the Caucasian woman. During that time, slavery was barely abolished. The feminist movement didn't have anything to do with you and didn't have you in mind at all. It was a white woman's movement. You are only a number into today's statistics. These movements are by design to keep us separate from one another by purposely making it harder on black men and putting you out front to give you the perception that black men don't want to be hard workers or maintain a family, which is false. There are things in place by design to keep us at odds with one another. When the manufacturing companies started shutting down and taking all the jobs away, you saw a demise of our community when the black men couldn't find work and welfare came in. Welfare will only give a woman a check if there's no man in the house. That's when the separation of family increased. Let's take a look at television programming and a form of social programming. Based off the definition, social programming is psychological process of training individuals in a society to respond in a manner generally approved by society and social groups. What are we being trained socially to become? Look at all the recent reality shows that demonstrate toxic relationships among black men and black women. They purposely put dysfunction as a way of entertainment. But is it really entertainment? What are we mirroring that we see in front of us? Mainstream is taking our hurt and dysfunction as a way of weaponizing our continued separation of family under the disguise of entertainment. When we had the Cosby Show, it dealt with social issues with a solution. We had a successful doctor and lawyer working together for the betterment of the family. Although the mother was a lawyer, she still was feminine, and she had a voice in part of the decision making in the home. She cooked and helped maintain the home. It didn't take anything away from her being a lawyer or her position at her firm. She kept it outside of her family dynamics. Dr. Huxtable's character did the same. They both gave balance within their occupation while raising children. They worked together. Dr. Huxtable was still looked at as the leader of his home, side by side his wife. Not behind him, not in front of him, by his side. The image that Dr. Cosby put before the world had to be destroyed because of the results that led us leaving the stereotypes that we can't be successful or we can't be successful doctors or lawyers. He also introduced to us the historical black colleges, which many of us during the 90s went to college because of these programs. This is an example of how social engineering can work positively if installed properly. In closing, Sisters, men love strong women. We love the idea of our women being doctors, lawyers, scientists, teachers, business owners. Those things are great contributions to our society. But don't leave out the soft feminine side to you. Leave something to the imagination. Being submissive isn't a bad thing to a good man that earns your heart. Being a good, hardworking man's peace of mind is priceless. Being combative does not make you strong, it makes you undesirable. Learn the nature of a man so you can know how to fulfill his needs. Brothers, we don't have to go overseas to find a good woman. Sometimes we ignore the fruit in our own backyard because of a few weeds. We are going abroad for what? We are going to step up our game on their behalf, but we leave out our own community. We need men in our community to be leaders, coaches, mentors, problem solvers, to be ambitious, to want more out of life. Our sisters have the right to want more out of life within reason. We don't need permission to be leaders in our own community. We are held by hearing each other out. We must be better listeners. We are compelled to be our backbone to one another. In order for us to be in accordance to God, we have to learn the orders of operations. God's order of operations is God, man, women, children, community. May Allah give us guidance to bring us closer together so we can be better examples for our future generations. Together we can be successful. This is Brother Levant X of Brother Levant X Community Reporting. I pray that my words were effective, and I pray that I was not offensive to anyone, but only in the spirit for us to do better as a community. May Allah bless you all. Peace.